on live TV, but that's what makes things interesting. We don't have Lusaka University this morning, but we do have the U.S. Ambassador, Mr. Mark Storella, who is here to talk about the U.S. midterm elections, which saw President Barack Obama losing control of the House of Representatives. So he's here to reflect upon this, and Emmanuel takes it up.
Ambassador, welcome to the studio.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you
and
very
welcome
much.
to Zambia. Have you settled?
I'm settling, and I'm still traveling and trying to get to know Zambia better. Having a great time.
How are you finding it?
You know, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Very, very warm country. Very beautiful country.
Good to
hear. So we're having a terrific time.
Okay. We recently had the midterm elections in the U.S. They were held on 2nd November 2010. Before we go into the details of the outcome of the elections, what are midterm elections? When are they held? Who is subjected to these elections?
Okay. In the United States, under our Constitution, we have presidential elections every 4 years. But Congress, which has two houses, the House of Representatives and the Senate, has elections every 2 years.
Okay.
Every single member of Congress has to run every 2 years. Every member of the Senate runs every 6 years.
Okay.
So the midterm are between the presidential elections.
Okay. These elections have seen President Barack Obama take a bashing. What would you attribute this to? A president who came on a high tide of hope, who had a big outcome, in election results. Then 2 years down the line, there's so much disaffection in the American population. What is causing this?
Well, first I would say that it's important to recognize that in midterm elections, almost always the president, the party of the president in power loses. So this really is not a surprise. This happens all the time. I think that President Obama ran on a campaign of hope and of change. When you build up expectations, it's always difficult to meet high expectations. The real lesson from this, I think, is that even someone who came in as strongly as Barack Obama, everyone in our democracy faces the vote. The power is with the people, and they will speak through elections, and that's what happened.
I recognize that his presidency is a difficult one. He inherited two wars, one in Afghanistan and the other one in Iraq. And, he found a high deficit and high unemployment. He had to push into Congress these two, laws that have brought disaffection to him. One, the healthcare bill, and then the stimulus package that was passed by those two laws. Do you think these have affected his presidency?
I think that's a great question, and it really shows the kind of difficulty that any political leader faces. Our president came in with a lot of hope and a lot of promises, and what has happened is that some people think that those bills that you referred to were too ambitious. They went too far. But the amazing thing is that some people in the Democratic Party are saying, no, he didn't go far enough. So I think that the president has done a lot, and there actually has been a lot of change. But you're absolutely right. The challenges that President Obama faces right now are really big. And I think I think he's doing a lot to take them on.
I would have thought the healthcare bill was a brilliant bill. I would have thought the stimulus package was important to kickstart the American economy. But the people of America don't see it that way.
Well, first, I would say that the healthcare bill is, in some respects, truly historic. Since about 1952, actually even before that, about 1950, American presidents have been trying to work to produce a new health care bill that would provide health care insurance for almost the entire public. And President Obama did it. No one else has been able to do it. On the economy, one of the things that has happened is that we have a high unemployment rate. For us, it's high, 9.5%. And today, the unemployment rate is stuck there at 9.5%. So even though the economy is picking up, a lot of people, normal people, are not feeling it. They're feeling, the economy's not as strong as it should be. And I think that you'll find anywhere in the world, I bet it's true in Zambia too, people vote based on the circumstances of their lives.
Our people have been reading about the Tea Party movement, and it had a huge effect on these elections. This is a grassroots movement that has emerged. Just briefly discuss it and see why it has a non-registered institution like the Tea Party movement has affected elections.
One of the things that you find is that when you look at the polls in the United States, Barack Obama actually has higher poll ratings than either the Republican Party or the Democratic Party.
As an individual.
Yes, and you've used the word disaffection. I think that in the United States right now, the voters are disaffected from the political process generally. And that creates the opportunity for these kind of independent movements to start. You called the Tea Party movement a movement, and I think that's correct. I don't think it's a political party, which really means it's not that organized. There isn't really a platform. But what it is a lot of people who are saying, you know, we're not so satisfied with how the Republicans and the Democrats are doing. And so that's how it happened.
So the most independents and those that appear to be non-partisan but are angry with government in one way or another have found room in the Tea Party?
You know, I don't want to answer that question so directly.